Hey guys, what's up? It's Jen Burson. I'm the founder of Generation PR, a full service PR and social media marketing agency based in Los Angeles. We specialize in promoting beauty and cosmetics, baby and kids, and health and wellness brands. And I am the founder of the Profitable PR Pros community, where we will teach you everything from how to kick ass as a PR professional, and then how you can launch, grow, and scale your own profitable PR agency. So welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. And this topic is a really good one. And I hear this so much from the women in our programs, that they are attracting and working with low budget clients. And that's not what we want. But we have to think about how and why we may want to do this, how we can make the most of it. So give me a thumbs up or a heart if this resonates with you at all. You know you add tremendous value and you can do amazing work for clients, but for some reason, you're really only attracting low budget clients. And when you try to offer something with a more at market rate or more what you want to make, you are, first of all, a little bit scared, and you are feeling like you're undercutting, and you're always going to be stuck in that place where you're attracting low budget clients. Does that sound familiar at all? I see one thumbs up. Yeah, this is a very there we go. We're on a little bit of a delay here. So this is a very, very common thing that happens when people are just starting out, or when they don't really realize or aren't pricing their services commensurate with their value that they're providing. But sometimes it's just a necessary part of having your own business and doing business. It's like when you have business opportunities that come your way, it's really hard to say no when the client has a low budget. So I'm going to give you some strategies so you can start to think about how and why you may want to take on these lower paying clients when it makes sense, and how to structure these opportunities and make the most of it. So we get this a lot. People ask how to handle clients with low budgets. And when you're just starting out, like I said, you are usually bending a bit to come in at a lower rate. And I just want to give you permission to say that is fine. Okay. But the reason that you may want to do it is that it has to be mutually beneficial to you. So don't just take every little bit of scraps that come your way. And I will say this as a blanket statement: in 15 years of running my own agency, the lowest paying clients will always be the biggest pain in the ass. Always. Give me a thumbs up if that has happened to you, if you can relate to that in any way. It just works out like that. The lower the budgets, the more of a stretch it is for them, the more on top of you they're going to be. That's just the way it is. But sometimes it does make sense to deal with an explosion of thumbs up. Yeah, it's just, and all the women in the agency accelerator and the mastermind, it's just every time we bend to say, I want to make an exception, that client always ends up being the biggest pain in the butt. But there usually is a reason why we will make an exception. And let me explain to you why you would want to consider that. So if you are just starting out, we talk a lot about how you start down building a niche. And when you niche down on who you serve and how you serve them, you can start to establish yourself as the go-to expert in that field. So if this low paying client is in the niche that you want to ultimately, specialize in, that may be one reason why you consider adjusting your prices or coming in a little bit under your normal fee so that you can work within their budget. Also, if this is a brand that you're really passionate about and you feel like there's a lot there, like you feel like with your help and support, you can make them something really big, and then you'll be part of that growth. I've had this happen with brands. I started working with a baby and kids brand. The products were amazing, but they weren't getting any exposure. Their website was just junky looking, and the collection was kind of all over the place. And we knew that if we just refined it down, position them as a luxury brand, align them with celebrities and influencers, and then the company itself positioned their website to be more consumer facing versus being wholesale facing, we would hit a home run. And we were able to do that, and the brand exploded, and we were aligned with that growth. And it was one of the ways we helped establish ourselves as a go-to agency with baby and kids brands, and people would seek us out. So we came in with a lower retainer because I was very new. This was when I very first started starting my business. It was my first paid client, and I knew that there was a lot that I could do there to help them, and I wanted to be aligned with their growth, and I positioned it like we were going to grow over time. So is it in your niche that you ultimately want to work in? Is it a brand you're really passionate about and you feel there's a lot there and you can help grow and be a part of that story of growth? Is this a stepping stone to something bigger? Do you see that this could be a stepping stone into a niche you want to specialize in where you don't already have some experience, and you can use the results you get to catapult you into bigger clients with bigger retainers in this niche? Or are you stretching it to make it work because you're desperate? Right? That's different. Those decisions are different. If you're stretching to make this work because you're desperate, you will regret that decision, because you're going to be stretched so thin. You're going to be resentful of these low-paying clients. When you have clients that don't invest, they are not actually invested in what, if they don't invest money, they're not personally invested in the results you're getting for them. So they end up frustrating you. So that is not the right decision to take on a low-paying client. But if you can answer some of those questions of specializing in a niche, it could be a stepping stone, you're passionate about the brand, you really believe in them, you think it's going to make you look good over time, then that may be a reason to say yes to a low-paying client. So now you've made that decision. Here's how you make that work. You have to limit the time, and you have to limit the scope. Because if you just let this go indefinitely, you're going to build up a lot of resentment. There's no opportunity to grow with the client, and there's no milestones that you're looking to meet in order to kind of step up to the next tier of pricing. So you can come in for a certain period of time, let's say like 3 months, and then reevaluate so the client knows exactly what you're going to get. I'm getting little balls getting rolled in here by my son, who's down the hall trying to get my attention. So clearly set the scope with the client. Who's on here? Let me know. There's a bunch of you. No one's commenting, but I know there's a few people that were interested in this topic. So I want to know who's here, because we can have a conversation. You guys know, if you're in my programs, I'm very familiar with your agencies, your clients, your niches, where you are in your PR journey, and we can have a discussion here, because I want to help you through making these calculated decisions and how to handle them the right way so that you're attracting the right kinds of clients or making smart strategic choices when it's time to be a little flexible. Hi, Erica, you're one of the people. Hi. Okay, good. Yeah, we got some awesome people here. Barb. Hi, Barb. Okay, great. Yeah, and I know, Barb's in our mastermind, and I know that she is hi, Jane. Okay, we got some awesome people here. Good. Thanks, guys. Jane's been doing this a very, very long time. Barb has been a marketing professional for years and just recently, went out on her own. And when she's trying to dive deep into a niche that she wants to be known for, it makes sense to be somewhat flexible when a client can check those boxes. And then when you start working with them, you let them know that this is limited in scope, in the time and the services you're offering. Where is it limited? Maybe you start and you're not working on influencers or print media, just digital, so it's limited. Or maybe you're just focused on a launch or something project-based, which is limited in time and scope. So it's really clear to the client, this is a limited time thing. This is when that's up. This is the work we're going to be doing. Yeah, Erica's saying, I'm wrapping up the accelerator now. So this is a hot topic. This is always a hot topic, right? This always comes up. And in all candor, guys, we've had some, hi, oh, Carrie, you are in the right place. You got to jump into the agency accelerator and just get that roadmap right away. And Barb is saying, this is exactly what I'm going through right now. And you know what, guys, 15 years into this, we still go through this. And I still make exceptions. We just started with a client yesterday on the 15th that I made an exception for. I happen to really believe in the entrepreneur behind this business. It's a limited scope. And also, you know, we are wanting to kind of expand into another niche, really establish ourselves in health and wellness, build on the work we did for my client GNC and start to go down that path. And this fits squarely in that space. So we're making an exception. Vanika, how do we say Vanika is on week 3 of the accelerator, and tell me what you think of it so far. And also I've been watching you go through it too and watching you engage in the private Facebook group. And I see you jumping in head first, and it just like makes my heart so happy. So thank you for being here. So yeah, there are reasons to make exceptions. Tell the client that, you know, this is what they can expect for a limited scope, either in the type of work you're going to do for them or the period of time. You're going to generate some momentum. They're going to start seeing some results, and then let them know what they can reasonably expect. You've got to she says, I love it. Awesome. You've got to set those expectations. You have to set those expectations so they know, you know, this is not going to like catapult their business. If it's limited, this is what they can reasonably expect, and it's really about generating some momentum. Then you reevaluate. It's just to get the ball rolling. So if you're just starting out, it could be worth it to work for a lower budget as long as you're clear with the client that it's for a limited period of time and really clearly state what the scope of that work includes. So the reason why is so you have the opportunity to come back and open up the door to discuss an increase in your fee. So you can say to them, you know, I've been doing everything so far for X dollars, and now we're going to add back in those digital services, like, or I should say print services, influencer engagement, and that's going to be Y dollars. Otherwise, you say, well, I've been doing it for X, and now I want to make Y, and they'll say, well, you're not really adding anything. You know, why? You just did it for that much. Why should I pay you more? So you have to be clear and say, we're doing it just to help get the momentum going, and then we're going to reevaluate, and you may have to add in some services to help it justify the increase in cost. And you want to be able to demonstrate that the budget is going to go up, the fee is going to go up because the scope is increasing. You want to talk about it like the investment is going up, like the monthly retainer investment in, you know, us helping you grow your business. So you want to make sure to include all of the stuff that they're getting for that limited time. It all comes down to your time. It's like a limited period of time. Or you can say, we're going to include all of these services, but typically we would dedicate this much to serving your account, but we're going to, really only do it at like 50% speed to start to generate momentum. I don't love that approach as much as limiting some of the services, because you guys know, and this came up on our agency accelerator mastermind call yesterday, about reporting hours and calculating your time. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, that is a rebellion against being a civil litigation attorney, where I had to clock every 10th of an hour. We're talking every 6 minutes, you had to account for your time. Like, if you got up from your desk, you walked to the bathroom, and you did not sit back down within a 10th of an hour, you had to stop the clock. You couldn't charge the client for that time. So it was like this little prison of tracking time. And we don't have clients ask us how much time goes into things. They only care about results. And if we're getting results for them, they're going to keep paying. And we do not even calculate the time investment. And even when we work with freelancers, we look at projects. We look at project bases. I saw somebody today in the group posted a question about an hourly rate for freelancers who are going to be white labeling for agencies. And she said, what's the hourly rate? That may be a calculation you do in your head where you can arrive at a monthly fee. But you know what? I don't care if I'm paying you for 10 hours and you get it done in 5. Great. I just care about that investment in the result that I'm seeking. If it takes you 15, I don't want to have to pay. Like we've agreed, I need to understand what the expectation is each month. It can't vary because I'm not getting a different retainer from the client each month. So we look at project bases, and that's how I want you to think about your time. So when you set these retainers, so when you have a client and you're saying, well, we're going to reduce the amount of time, I don't like that as much as saying we're going to be limited in scope and the actual services we provide help generate some momentum. So it's limited in time and scope in terms of like months, like 3 months, and then we reevaluate versus, well, normally we'd spend 10 hours on this account and now for this budget we'll only spend 5, because you are just setting yourself up for delivering substandard results, right? If you know it's going to take you more time to actually get those results and you're dedicating less time, they're just going to be dissatisfied with the results you get because it's not enough time. So tell them it's limited to a certain period of time, like 3 months, or a project, like we'll help you launch this brand for 3 months and we'll do a month of follow-up afterwards, and then we'll reevaluate. If you need momentum that we've generated and you want to keep going, let's talk about that then. Or you want us to help you launch individual products after that, let's keep going. But it's project-based or it's limited in scope and time, and it has to, remember guys, what boxes we're checking. I want to see in the comments, what would be a reason to start working with a low-paying client? I talked about it at the top of this call. There's a couple reasons. What would you have to consider in order to take on a low-paying client? Pop quiz. Let me know. I know you guys are typing and then there's a delay. But I will say that these are the strategies that we teach you inside the Agency Accelerator. So for Carrie, who's looking to start your own agency, I mean, well, it's not just like these strategies. There's an entire framework. It's called the Path to Profitability. Mutually beneficial, yeah, or beneficial to you, definitely. If it's going to be working within a niche that you want to ultimately establish your authority and expertise. Yeah, you got it, Barb. Barb gets a gold star. Exposure and networking possibilities. Yeah, Carrie, we talked about it at the top. If you see that there is something to this brand and you get it and you just like, you have a spark about it, you have this passion, you know you can make an impact, you want to be a part of their growth story, you want to help them really like explode on the scene, and then, you know, everybody's talking about it and you're like, well, that's the work that we did. If you see something in it and you're really passionate about it, that's another reason to make an exception. If you see it as a stepping stone in order, that's like what Carrie's saying, exposure, right? It's a stepping stone. You can use the results you get to attract bigger clients in that niche, using those results as an example of what's possible for case studies, for putting on your website as your results, for sharing on your social media platforms. People will start to see you and associate you with that niche, and you'll start to become the go-to, right? So there are exceptions, and then once you make that decision, make it limited in time and limited in scope, and clearly communicate that to the client, and then reevaluate. And you know what? If it's like a really, you're just like, this was crappy, because like I told you, the lowest paying clients are going to be the biggest pain in the ass. At least it's limited in scope, and you can be like, 3 months. Sayonara, thanks for playing, but we're moving on. So those are some decisions that you can make, and also just trust your gut. Like in the Agency Accelerator, Barb and Erica and I need to learn how to say your name. Vanica will say that there's a really solid lesson on red flags and like understanding clients. At what point do you ask them if you can use it as a case study, right up front or after you've achieved results? We always do that, Jane, great question, after we've achieved results. And I usually don't ask them. What I will ask them for is a testimonial. And I usually ask after we've like done something really incredible and we've totally crushed it. And they're like, we're so happy. And then I'm like, hey, can I get a testimonial? And we always get them. And the sentiment is high. And then we use those testimonials as part of the case study. And let me just kind of show you on our website how we do those, just so you guys can explore. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong site. I have two websites, guys. I have generationpr.com for the PR firm, and then I have Generation Academy, which is all of the digital content stuff, all of my training. So here's how we do the case studies on our website. And if you look at the most recent one, for example, Sigma, you can see that we turn the results into a sizzle reel, and then there's a testimonial at the bottom from the founder of the company. And it explains like how we, it's basically like, what did the client come to us for? What was our approach and what results did we get for them? And anytime you can put any kind of stat behind it, any kind of like meaty, X% growth or, impressions or like we got, for one client, we got 750 top tier features last year and 4 billion impressions in 1 year. So that's like an example of like what we can accomplish for a brand in a year. So positioning it with some stats or data makes it like really tangible, like very like meaty ROI. But you can see how we incorporate those testimonials. And when I ask for the testimonial, I'll usually say we'd love to like use you in a case study. And most of our clients they've never had a problem with it. Actually, even ones that we have like an NDA with, they always let us do it. So so those are great questions. And anybody who leaves a comment on this video, you'll learn more information about the Pitch Lab. Several of you are already in the Pitch Lab, but the Pitch Lab is our brand new membership experience. It's a time-saving resource for you. So what you're able to do is laser in on pitch angles that are going to be timely and relevant for the work you're doing for clients, which will save you time. So what we want you to consider is the Pitch Lab is less than $100 a month. It's less than $100 a month. And what you're able to do is learn proven winning strategies and proven angles, pitch angles, the media is timely relevant, pitch angles that you can use to incorporate into your strategies for clients, and learn all of that without spinning your wheels, no trial and error. It's a time saver and you'll save money, and it's a way to optimize your time so you can work with clients on a budget, right? So if you can save time and that saves you money, awesome. Tish, you posted that. You'll end up getting, I think, a DM. So check your DMs, check your other mailbox, because we have information going to you over DMs. But yeah, when you start saving time because you know exactly what you need to be doing for clients, it gives you the opportunity to laser in on a few winning approaches instead of trying 10 things to see what works, see what resonates, and spinning your wheels until you land on something that works. Erica is saying definitely amazing membership. Yeah, I appreciate that. We have Erica's testimonials kind of all over the sales page and stuff because she's had some really great feedback about the thing that will really be a game changer for you are our monthly execution plans. We just released the August execution plan yesterday. So anyone who's in the Pitch Lab, check your membership portal. You will see the August execution plan. We sent out an email. It's so freaking good. If anyone on here has checked it out, Jane or Erica, Barb, let me know what you think of that. It's really good. And so we'll give you timely, seasonal, topical, relevant pitch angles that are short leads, so you time those right, and then what to be thinking about for long leads so you can build out your strategy and plan for it. Awesome. Okay, great. Good. Yeah, save you time, save you money. You guys, there's nothing else out there like this. And what I'm trying to give you is a roadmap for how you can strategically build your agency and provide the best service possible for clients so that they stick around. They don't want to leave. They're so happy with the results you're getting that they can't imagine. Erica's saying, I love the plans. Yeah, the execution plans are like a game changer. We have a committee of seasoned PR pros with a minimum 10 years experience that are all weighing in on these execution guides. So and I learn something every month. I'm going, God, that's so good. Like, that is so good. Why didn't I think of that? And it's just, they're so juicy. And we've had several members say that the execution plans are worth the price of admission alone, but you get so much more. This is a community, a resource. This is a support network. There's Q&A calls. There's an entire fundamentals roadmap to teach you, and we're releasing stack number 5 tomorrow for anybody who's in the pitch lab. It's all about the how to pitch, like, so juicy. Like, it took me an hour, it took me almost 2 hours to record it yesterday. We're gonna chop it up into like little bite-sized lessons, but it is so good. Excuse me, I'm like hiccuping. So my goal for you is teach you how to provide the best possible service for your clients, and then you get the entire roadmap for how you launch, grow, and scale a profitable agency in the Agency Accelerator. And I just want to help you guys figure out how to do this quicker, faster, easier, more profitably, and not spin your wheels. Not spin your wheels. We got to get you to that money faster. We got to help you figure out strategies right now to build out your network, build out your pipeline, so that you're bringing in the right kinds of clients. And even if it's somehow you're attracting a low budget client, now you know how to approach it. It's not about desperation. It's not about, I need the money. There has to be a strategic reason for you to make that decision. And then how you approach that client is strategic. Barb says, I just used the August plan to prep for a new client discovery call I have tomorrow. So useful. How timely, right? How timely is that? It came out yesterday and you're already using it in your client prep calls. And congrats on the new client. Post in the Mastermind Facebook group, the Fast Track group, who your client is, so we can celebrate and be happy for you. I'm so happy for you, Barb. That's awesome. Yeah, it's like they're a game changer. It's total game changer. We have seasoned PR pros that have been doing this for 15, 20 years. Jane, how long have you been working in PR? She is like really established veteran, and they're using these plans to help figure out what to pitch and when. That's what we help you do, is figure out how to master the art of timing and relevance. Will do. Awesome. I can't wait to see it. So yeah, that's what I have for you today. I hope that helps. I'm pretty much a stickler in the agency accelerator about not undercutting your services, not settling out of desperation. However, there are so weird, something weird just popped up. There are sometimes reasons to make exceptions. And I just wanted to walk you through the thought process that we go through when we make those decisions. And it's so timely and relevant for me right now because that just happened to us. We walked through that process to say, you know what, let's support this business. It's really timely right now, like super relevant in the COVID era. It's going to help us establish our niche in health and wellness. I totally believe in the founder, and it's limited in scope. Oh, okay. Hi, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so this was really relevant for me to talk about right now because we just walked through this process to make that decision, and I'm so excited. You know, we get to support a business that we believe in, and I know we can make a positive impact. So that's what I got for you today. It's so funny. My kids are always like, Mommy, don't you have to go on your Facebook show? So I'm always here Thursdays at 11 a.m. Last week I was there on Friday because I was at my mastermind retreat virtually on Thursday. And yeah, awesome. Erica's saying, Jen, every time I hear your tips and strategies, I get re-energized. Awesome. That's what we love hearing. And I love talking about it too. Honestly, when we started serving this community and providing resources, it completely re-energized my passion for my agency. When I realized all of the benefits, all of the things that it has been able to provide to me in my life, time with my kids, complete flexibility, freedom, great income, passion for my work, being able to work with brands I believe in, doing work that lights me up, creative work that, I'm still excited about 15 years later, and then being able to share that entire approach to help other people have a business that they can run that doesn't run them, that they're passionate about, doing only work in their zone of genius, work that they love, that lights them up, and not working in the drudgery zone every day. Like, I want you not working on anything that's in the drudgery zone. Once we figured that out and how we could support this community, I have been totally reinvigorated in my passion for my agency. So Erica, I can totally relate to that. And I'm so glad that you feel that way too. All right, guys, we will see you soon. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend. And let me know if you have any questions about the Pitch Lab or the Agency Accelerator. All right, guys, thanks.